What is going on, people, and welcome back to totalozspurs. Been very quiet on the content front as we are in the international break, and there's some breaking news though. Tottenham could be heading for a takeover. It's not solidified; it's all in paper talk at the moment, but we will get into that. But before we do, guys, please make sure you are liking and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. On the road to 200. And make sure you smash that bell button for all future notifications. So if you have been living under a rock or you do not follow other clubs, Sheikh Yassim from Qatar had pretty much pulled out his bid for Manchester United. I believe the deal was £3.3 billion for the club, with a further promise of £1.7 billion as an investment into the debts of the club. And looks like that the Glazers have turned down that offer, and he's pulled out. And I believe that they're actually close to organising a deal with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, £1.3 billion for a 25% stake in the club, with power over the sporting decisions. Now, if you put those numbers together, to get a full 100% at that rate, he would have to pay £5.2 billion to get full 100%, and that's without taking the debt. So I can understand why the Glazers would take, in terms of economics and numbers, why they would take the 1.3 billion from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. But we're here to talk about Tottenham, guys, and what does this mean for Tottenham now? Sheikh Hassim, I think that's how you say his name, has shown interest in a club in London. And why would he pick Spurs? And the reason, there's many reasons why he would pick us. Great heritage. Club's been around for hundreds of years. We're currently sitting top of the Premier League, been in the Champions League in the last 10 years. 60% of the time, playing great football. Global fan base is growing, especially in the Asian region, even in Australia now, thanks to Mr. Ange Postecoglou himself. And this could be a great investment for anyone. In my eyes, the reason why I picked Tottenham. Now, I believe there's only two clubs in London that they could go for. They're not going to go for Chelsea, just been bought by Todd Boehly. He's sunk over £1 billion into the club. He isn't going to back down anytime soon unless he wants to cut his losses and head out the door. The Kroenkes and Arsenal, I think they've got a good project going on over there. As much as it's hard to say, I do believe that they will be at Arsenal for the foreseeable future. I don't see them selling. And then, you look at the other London clubs apart from us, and I think the only one they could actually go for will be West Ham. West Ham recently won a European trophy, doing quite well in the league at the moment, have bought really, really well this transfer window. However, their stadium's atrocious. I'm so glad that we didn't get the Olympic Stadium, and, for them to be a club that they want to aim for, that we're aiming for as well. We have the stadium and the facilities in place, as opposed to, if they were to buy the club, it'd probably be cheaper than Tottenham. I think, Levy was asking around 4 billion would be a number. And let's be honest, guys, there has been reports that Levy has said if there's a serious offer for the club, that the board will get together and approach this with serious intent of maybe selling, and that's actually something that I didn't think Levy would say. I do think he would go. He's seen that they've put in a bid for 5 billion. With you had the stadium, or the NFL deal, the Formula One deal, and then a development around the stadium and the hotel and the flats that they're building. That 4 billion might cover it all, or they might ask for more, considering that they went to United. And let's get it real, guys. United, prestige-wise, levels above Tottenham. Global fan base, global recognition, miles above Tottenham. Let's not kid ourselves. We can admit that they are a bigger club than us, and probably always will be. So I think if there was a deal, it'd have to be in the 5 billion. I think Levy would try and get as much money out of them as possible if they were willing to sell. But honestly, yeah, the reason why I think we're going back to it, the reason why I think we're the main club, the main target would be because we have the facilities in place, and all we need is someone to come in and invest in the team, and to continue investing in the surrounding area. And when they come in, I want them to do, if they do, sorry, not when. I want them to do what the likes of the Saudis did for Newcastle, and City, where they developed around the area around it, not just for commercial and business like Levy has done with hotels and skywalks and all that, for the community, for the working fan, for the average Joe on the street, that they could do so much for the community in and around the area, and if they invest the money in. And but we all agree, first and foremost, it has to be into the team. And I'm not asking for them to drop 600 mil in one window. I'm going and getting the first target of the manager. If the manager wants to go and get Bastoni, you go and get Bastoni. You pay the money. Tottenham, FFP wise, I think we can spend in excess of 400 million pounds in one window or one season, and still be under FFP rules, because of how much money we do make. So this for me, our club is perfect for someone to invest large amounts of money into, buy the club, and then use that money to build the team up, because all the foundations are there. If they're going to go to West Ham, they're going to have to build a proper stadium. They're going to have to build up the area around it. Facilities wise, they're going to have to do all that if they want to be a club like City. Whereas I think we have all the foundations, but we just don't have the ambition within the owners. And that's the thing is I've been watching a little bit of Tottenham content across all the content creators, and the main thing is where does Levy go from here? We've got great revenue from the stadium, great revenue from all the deals, all the concerts, hotels that we're building, but it's not like at the moment we're sitting top of the league. But let's be honest, does any Tottenham fan really see us top of the league at the end of the season? I'm going to say I don't. I think we'll do quite well to stay in the top four. Our squad's very thin, and the quality of other squads around us, the likes of City, Liverpool, Arsenal. If Chelsea ever get clicking, Chelsea, if Jim Ratcliffe comes in and they're looking at bringing like Paul Mitchell in that was at Tottenham before. If they get that rolling, I'm not saying this season, but the next couple of seasons, and then Newcastle, West Ham, Aston Villa. This league is so hard now, and there's so little trophies for so many good teams now, that unfortunately investment from a massive pool of money is pretty much required now to win any trophies. You can go into your fantasy stories of Leicester winning the league, Wigan beating City in the cup final. They're one-offs, and it's and history's proven in the last 10 years that the team that spends the most money, who recruits the best, Man City, win majority of the trophies. Even though Chelsea has won in the last, I think, 13 years, won the most, City is starting to overtake them, and I'm all for it. But I'm all for it if there's a plan in place to help the working class fan, to help the fans that go to games, not charging extortionate prices for kit, for merchandise, for tickets, for food. Obviously, when you expect people to make a business out of what they own, they expect to make money, but they don't. For me, with football, it's so easy to make money if you do it right. You don't have to have the highest prices. You don't have to have the highest revenue. Tottenham are slowly growing in Australia, and I can tell you that I talk to people at work every day, and saying, my uncle started talking about Tottenham. He's starting to follow Ange, and we have a gold mine sitting there with Ange and the way he plays, and then the group of players that we have. We have a very healthy group of players, and we need to add on to that. You got a Doggy, Van de Ven, Porro, Romero, Vicario, Basuma, Sarr, Madison, Sonny. I know he's towards the end of his career, but Sonny, added that to, lesser players, Johnson for Liz, and then you go into the academy, Donnelly, Mikey Moore, Dorrington, Santiago. We're slowly starting to build a good squad for the future. And I know it's kind of weird to say that because we're doing so well now, but we have a good solid base where if someone comes in and invests in the squad, because I personally don't think Levy will. I think Levy's still all about that Champions League money. If we have someone come in and buys the club and invest in the team, we could see healthy development. And it took City 3 seasons to win the league when they first got bought. But they slowly developed. And Newcastle, look at them. They didn't go out and buy £100 million players. They bought Isak, 65 mil. The next season they got Tonali. They've added, but then in and around that they added the likes of Bruno Guimaraes, Trippier, Veltman. Botman, not Veltman. Botman, Nick Pope. Nick Pope would have been amazing in our sticks at £11 million. We should have got him when Burnley went down. They invested correctly, slowly, and they're building. And I think that's what people got to realize is if we do end up getting bought, which I think most Tottenham fans will say now that they hope that investment, I want it to be slow and sure. I don't want it to be let's deal with Chelsea and chuck a one bill and get everything wrong and destroy the club. It needs to be a foundation. It needs to be a pathway for the youth, and it needs to build up the surrounding area for the working class man and the working class fan. I shouldn't say man. This day and age. But let me know how you feel about the rumors. Obviously, it's not solidified. Everything that I've said is my personal opinion. I think it's the only way. You can't do what other clubs in Europe are trying to do. Like Bayern. They've had a great history in the Champions League and in their league. But slowly but surely they're whittling out. Slowly but surely, I don't think you'll see them getting far in the Champions League. Because domestically, the money's not there in terms of like investment, and everyone's coming to the Premier League because it's the most watched. You can make the most money, but slowly but surely, I feel like the level of Premier League overall is so strong. It's getting stronger than every other league. That it's going to be hard for someone like Tottenham to tip. Once Newcastle hit their full flow in a couple of years' time, City again, Chelsea, once Todd Boehly starts getting it right, Arsenal, they're getting serious investment from Kroenkes, Liverpool, FSG, and they tend to invest fairly well with Klopp there. And there's nothing stopping the likes of Brighton or West Ham or Aston Villa getting investment either. Someone might come along and see these clubs growing and jump on board. And I don't want it to be that way. I'd love for it to be where we develop and we buy smart like Brighton do. But unfortunately, this day and age, that's not the way to go. So let me know down below how you feel. Like I said at the start, please like and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe, guys. Take it easy. And as always, stay Spursy.